What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing another prospect update, and today it's going to be on Nikita Chibrikov, a forward out of Russia. And this is a guy that kind of gets overlooked a little bit. We talk about Rucker McGroarty, we talk about Brad Lambert a lot, we talk about a lot of guys, but I feel like Nikita Chibrikov kind of gets overlooked in a lot of conversations. Chibrikov is a very speedy winger. He can play either side. He's 20 years old at the moment, 5'10", 172, so not a very big guy, but he's very comparable to Nikolai Ehlers in a lot of ways, right? With the speed, with the skill, with the slick hands, and, just an incredible forward prospect. He's, drafted in the second round, 50th overall. He fell big time. He was actually projected to go in the top, 25, I believe, in the 2021 NHL draft, but he just didn't, and he was just sitting right there. The Jets didn't have a meeting with him. They didn't do anything. They were just like, wow, he's still available, and they took him, and I think it was a very good pick. You don't see the Jets go after a lot of KHL players, especially early on in the draft. Like, how many Russian players have played for the Jets, in the last, 7-8 years, right? Like, very few of them. And Nikita Chibrikov, I do think, was a fantastic pick. The Jets love to go out and, draft from the U.S. Development League. They like to draft from the OHL, but you never really see them dip into the Russian pool of players, and I'm happy they did, because Nikita Chibrikov could end up being a very good player. However, I do think he's one of the more boom or bust prospects in their prospect pool at the moment. So last season, Chibrikov was put in a situation where he was getting bounced around leagues. He started in the KHL, he actually ended up in the VHL, and then in the MHL as well, where he had the most success. In 12 games, he had 8 goals, 10 assists for 18 points. That same season, in 7 games in the playoffs, he had 5 goals, 5 assists for a total of 10 points. So the guy is a dominant force offensively. Now, yes, this is in the KHL, and it's not the NHL. It is a very different game, but that is a pro league, right? We see a lot of great players come out of the KHL, Artemi Panarin, one of them, and there's so many more, right? And I think that Chibrikov really does have the skill set to adapt to the North American game. He's quick enough, he's just so slick with his hands. I think that he could be a very good offensive player in the league, and I do think that it could translate. Now, a big worry about Chibrikov was if he was going to sign in North America to begin with, and a couple months ago, Nikita actually signed a 3-year NHL deal with the Winnipeg Jets with his ELC, so, he could be playing for the Manitoba Moose in this upcoming season with, fellow Russian Danny Zhilkin and Dmitry Kuzmin in there as well. There's a lot of guys on this team that I think that he'd really mesh with. Right now, currently, at the time of recording this, training camp, or development camp, rather, is going on, and him and Danny Zhilkin look incredible. So a little bit of a Russian connection there, and it's good that he's maybe getting comfortable with these guys now, and then maybe as their careers progress, they are teammates and instant chemistry, right? So you love to see that, but I think Nikita will be a very good fit here in Winnipeg. Chibrikov is best when, the puck is on his stick, and you can see right here, right? He just instantly goes from the defensive zone to the offensive zone, does it himself, uses his speed, and sets up a scoring chance. His teammate actually scores on the rebound. Not the best, effort and goal there by the Swiss goaltender, but nonetheless, very nice effort there by Chibrikov, and you can just see he's better when the puck is on his stick. I don't know really how effective he will be defensively. However, I do think that in the NHL, he could be a very good offensive weapon. Think a lot like, Alex Semin. Not a lot of defense to be had, but I do think that the offensive game could honestly be, pretty unlimited. I think that he's a very good player with the speed, the hands, the scoring ability. He's just so much fun to watch. So yes, he does have a lot of, really good game-breaking speed, hands, scoring ability. We've talked about it a lot in this video, but is he NHL ready? The answer is no. He does need a lot more polishing, I do believe. And, as much as offensive players can get away with not playing defense, he does need to work on his defensive game as well, for sure. And I think that he'll learn that quite well in Manitoba. If he does end up playing for the Moose, I think that it could be a lot of fun watching him and Zhilkin probably play on a line together. I think that those two will be really fun, and I think that Danny, is more of a two-way forward, is better defensively, and he could maybe, try to mentor Nikita a little bit there. So I think those guys could feed off of each other very well. We could see how those guys, go forward. Hopefully they're both Winnipeg Jets one day. That'd be a lot of fun, but I do think Nikita has a ways to go, probably a year or two for sure. Maybe he does surprise, looks great in development camp. At the moment, he does look very fast, does look very skilled, and that's no surprise. We know Nikita Chibrikov at this point and what he can do, but I do think that he is still a year or two away from being NHL ready and making a true impact in the league. as it stands right now, I do think that Nikita Chibrikov will be an NHL player in the league. I don't think that he's going to fizzle out, be a career AHLer. I think he's way too talented for that. And I do see, for right now, I'm going to be conservative, and I'm going to say a middle six scoring option. I think that his game is very comparable to Nikolai Ehlers, with the speed, the hands, the skill. Not the biggest guy in the world, but just, better when he has the puck, and he makes everyone else better when he has the puck. He creates room for himself, he's shifty, just all that stuff, and I think that those are qualities that are really important in the NHL, obviously, but I think that the level that he has them at could end up being pretty elite. So Chibrikov, very fun prospect. I do project him out to be a middle six scoring option, maybe, a second line scoring winger, and maybe he just does explode, becomes a first line player, is incredible, but who knows. But right now, just with him needing more development, I have him as a middle six scoring option for the Winnipeg Jets, and I think that his future in the NHL is very bright. But that is where I'm going to leave it here today, guys. I want to hear your comments down below on Nikita Chibrikov. Are you excited about him? Are you as high on him as I am? I would love to hear from you guys, so definitely leave your comments below. But yeah, so, development camp going on right now. Lots of fun players to talk about. I'll probably do a little video on it in the future. But for right now, that is all from me. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Go Jets, go. Bye-bye.